lake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun.
So I'm just heading outside to check on our strawberries and give you guys an update on how they're doing. So we just got a huge box full of strawberries. I'm outside in the dark trying to get these strawberry plants all in my pots. I don't really have anywhere else to put them. But what I've been doing, and this is all just a test, we'll see if it works, but I've trimmed down the plants to be pretty small, and I'm gonna plant them pretty much like bare root style and try to cram in as many as I can. The goal for these strawberries is to keep them alive until they go dormant. Anyway, I'm looking at our strawberries and I see that some of them are still alive and some have died. The ones that have died are the ones that I planted in a container that wasn't meant for gardening. And I think they got flooded. I kind of felt like that was going to happen, but I didn't really have any other options. The other ones, I can see the leaves are growing out of the plants, so I can tell those plants are alive. And I can see that in a few other places. And each of the strawberry plants are just June bearing or July bearing. So I definitely want to get some ever-bearing ones as well once we move and have an established garden. An update on our tiny seeds starting. So as I showed, I started these seeds in like wet napkins and it worked really well, and I've now planted them into little pots in our seed starting station, which is also our jam-packed garage. This is where we're storing all of our stuff while we live in this tiny rental. So guys, I decided to break out our fall bin this year. I was hesitant to do this because we had it buried between like 6 boxes in our garage, but I'm so glad that I did. We usually break out the Halloween books and the fall decor this time of year, and it wouldn't have felt the same if we didn't. I love pulling out the glass gem corn. It's pretty much my favorite thing to grow for fall decorations. This corn was the corn that we grew last year when we still lived in Virginia, and it still looks beautiful. they finished digging our basement. This part right here that's raised up is where our garage will be. We're getting a 3-car garage and we're hoping to use the 3rd stall as kind of a storage area. From the back of the 3rd car garage, there will be a door right here that will go right out to where we're putting our garden. And as you walk out, we have this huge side yard where we're hoping to put an orchard and a garden. I'll show you. Okay, so from the side of our garage to the end of our property, we have about 80 feet. And so our property is more of a square than like a long rectangle. So we do have a lot of side yard on each side of our house. So we really want to utilize that space. So for this side yard, we really plan on using the front half for an orchard. I really hope to plant around 10 fruit trees and just prune them to be smaller so we can have that many trees. So if the orchard is up there, we have our rabbits and our chicken coop. Then I really want to do rows and rows of market row garden style all the way to the back of the property, which the back of it is where the bushes start growing back there. So this is where we will walk out of our home. We will have a covered porch. And then from there we have all the way back to the back of the yard is we'll just put grass for kids to play in. We'll probably put things like the trampoline. And we're thinking about even putting a little pump track going around the grass area. So if you saw in our last video, we have our giant climbing tree here, is what we're calling it. It is pretty close to the back part of our property. We aren't totally sure if we're going to do anything with this, but we do know that the kids already love playing on it and climbing on it. We'll probably trim a few branches and maybe hang some fun things for them to climb on it, but we're really looking forward to having this in our property. Grasshopper.
Let me see it.
No, he's gonna escape.
Oh.
You already know what grasshoppers look like.
I don't know what that one looks like.
Of course, it's tan and it's medium and it's trying to crawl out of my hand.
I have the play area in front of me here, and then on this side, we being where we're gonna put our goats, and we'll put some pasture right here. Just past that is where we'll do all of our berries and grapes. And next to our home up on this side up here is where we're hoping to do a campfire area. So we'll put a little fire pit, put some pavers and some nice seating. So right next to our property we have this trail, which isn't ours, but it's definitely something that we can ride on. So we have our yard and our property right there, and then this trail right here that leads to kind of a play area for motorcyclists, bikes.
It's like a common area back there that hasn't been developed yet. So as long as there aren't houses back there, there are some just kind of dirt roads and
hills. They've
hills.
Like, kind of formed little jumps for bike tracks type things. So we walked along and it's not too far up, but anyway, we just thought this would be really fun for our kids to be able to ride on just whenever they want to. So obviously these are just our tentative plans, but we really look forward to being able to dream about our area and be able to be here and to be able to have these. And it might take years before we get all of this established. Obviously things take time, like gardening, fruit trees, infrastructure, fencing. So we'll see what we end up getting in first when we get here, but we're just really excited to be able to plan these things out.
As we think of how blessed we are to build our home, we are also humbled by the sacrifices that we have made to get here. The road has not been easy, but we have been motivated by our end goal. The many bumps in the road have been reminders of what matters most. Just seeing our kids finding joy in the simple things is confirmation of that idea. Building a home on our dream property is exciting, but it's what we choose to do within those walls that will define us.